Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to add interactivity to a flash animation. This is the one that I've created. I've got this little smiley face and I can move him around using my keyboard. You can make buttons do it or whatever. I'm just using the keyboard for this particular case. This is the actual animation itself. You can see that it's only one frame. I'm using Flash CS6 and I'm using ActionScript 3. By that I mean if I go to new, it's this ActionScript 3 I've used as opposed to 2. You can see that's just one single frame and I've got this one symbol on that frame, so it's really very simple. It's not even really an animation. And I've called that frame, this symbol, smiley, because I'm going to need to be able to refer to that symbol to be able to move it. This layer is my action script, so if I right click on that frame I can go to the actions and see the script. These grayed out sections, these are just notes. So where I put that double backslash, that's just telling Flash to just ignore that bit. It's just for me to read it and understand what's going on. This first chunk is the function that's handling the movement of the smiley face. So I've typed in function to tell Flash it's a function. A function is a bit of code that you can reuse, so I can call this function in different parts of the Flash code and reuse it over and over again. So function tells it it's a function. Move smiley is the name of that function, so when I call it I'm going to refer to it as move smiley, but I can call it whatever. It's based on a keyboard event. Everything in these curly brackets section is within that function. That's the code of the function. That's the start. That tells it's the start of the function. That tells it it's the end of the function. So the first little chunk is an if event. So if the under the key codes, keyboard left is pressed, smiley will, the x-axis of smiley, which is the horizontal axis, it'll take away 5 from that, so it'll move it 5 to the left, because we're clicking left. If the right key is pressed, it'll add 5 to the x-axis of smiley, move it to the right. If it's pointing up, it'll take 5 away from the y-axis, which is the vertical axis, and if it's pointing down it'll add 5. You have to be very careful with the brackets. You can see it when it starts something, it has a curly bracket to the right, and when it finishes it's to the left. If you ever start a bracket and don't finish it, it'll stop the code from working properly. So I spent an hour or two trying to figure out why this software wasn't working. It's because I started a bracket and didn't finish it, so you have to be very careful of that. Anyway, this function will just sit there and do nothing until it's called. So this section here, call the function for move smiley, is the part that actually activates the function. So this is on the stage, so it's a global sort of bit of code that will run the moment the stage is run. I've added an event listener, so what that does is it listens for something to happen. In this case it's listening to see if a keyboard event is happening. So when a key is pressed, any key, it'll run this smiley function. So this is move smiley is saying run this function, and that's how it works. So I'll just get out of that so you can have a look at it again how it's working. Test movie, Flash professional, and there you go. You've got your little moving interactivity. The end. Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a button in Flash. I'm using Flash CS6, so I'm going to create a new ActionScript 3, but I'm not using ActionScript, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, to create a button, we'll go to Insert, New Symbol. Mine's already on button, but you might have to choose it if it's already on movie clip or something else, but I'm going to have it on button, give it a name. My button, obviously give it a better name than that, but that my name will do for now. Okay, and create it. The editor will go into your little button editor, for lack of a different name. So I'm in my button as opposed to scene 1. I've got an up, over, down and hit frames for this particular button. So I'm going to just quickly draw a button. I'm going to make it blue. Draw a little rectangle for my up state. So this is what the button looks like normally. I am going to make an overstate, so I'm going to put a keyframe in, and that state I'm going to make the button red. Down, I'm not going to worry about this. That's the color it goes, or whatever. You can change it to anything, like it could change shape or have writing change or whatever. I'm just changing color. The down is when you actually click on the button. I'm going to leave that so that it just stays red. And hit. Hit is the area that actually is the button that can be affected. so the part of the button that you can click on. So I'm going to insert a keyframe and basically just draw, using the rectangle, a shape over my shape. So that new shape I've drawn is the bit that you can actually click on to make it do something. And just that's that done, so I'll go back to my scene. So I'm back on my scene. I've got my library happening, so if I don't have my library window, library, there we go, but I've got mine going. There's my button there, I can just drag it on. And if I want to have a look, see if it works, go to Control, Test Movie, I'll test it in Flash Professional, and there's my button. Doesn't do anything now because I haven't put any script to it, but that's how you make a button. The end.
Hola, amigos de YouTube, ¿cómo están? Soy iMusic 199 y hoy les enseñaré a descargar Adobe Flash CS3. Comencemos. Lo primero que tienen que hacer es ir al link de descarga que les dejaré abajo en la descripción. Una vez aquí le dan a descargar. Los links son BIOS. El archivo no pesa mucho, esta herramienta sirve para hacer animaciones, se las recomiendo para pasar el rato, depende cómo la quieran usar. Una vez descargado, les saldrá este archivo .rar, lo único que tienen que hacer es dar clic derecho, y extraer aquí. Les dejará una carpeta, dan doble clic. Y, como vemos aquí está todo el archivo, full, y además la cereza del pastel, es que está completamente en español. Si te gustó el vídeo suscríbete, dale ese like que me ayuda a seguir, nos vemos en otro vídeo, chaito.